The future is here in a way that might scare you with OpenAI's Sora. Let's talk about it. I'm Marco Arroyo. Welcome back to In Between Sundays. I'm glad you're here. Before we get into the video, if you would, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Am I too worried about AI? Am I too worried about things like Sora? Or am I not worried enough? Or do you fully agree? Whatever it is, let me know what you think. Also, please consider supporting the Patreon. I really would appreciate all of your support on there. And for all of you who do support, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you for supporting the channel. Of course, you get some perks with the Patreon as well. So if you're interested, the link is in the description below. So OpenAI came out with something called Sora. Now, OpenAI, that's the group that made ChatGPT. They became very famous because of ChatGPT. But they're also coming out with something called Sora. I don't think it's open at this time to the public yet, but basically it is creating video from text. And what is amazing about this and what is making so many headlines is the fact that this is so insanely realistic at a very real level. This is indistinguishable from reality. Look at this video here. It looks completely real. It's a woman walking in a big area. I don't know what country that would be, out in Tokyo or something like that. In fact, the prompt here at the bottom, this is what they typed in to get what came out. A stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with warm glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, a long red dress, black boots, and carries a black purse. And she wears sunglasses and red lipstick. She walks confidently and casually. The street is damp and reflective, creating a mirror effect of the colorful lights. Here we go. Many pedestrians walk about. Look at this. That looks so insanely real. It looks like a video that was recorded on an extremely professional camera. And maybe, you know, there's some filters and stuff like that on it, but look how real that looks. I looking at it right now, I really can't spot anything that looks overtly fake. You know, there was a lot of talk about AI and fingers, the hands that typically used to tip people off about when something is AI, a picture or a video. But here, this looks completely normal, correct. And this is completely fake. This woman doesn't exist. These people don't exist. AI is generating all of this from scratch just off of this prompt. Look at the next example OpenAI has. This says historical footage of California during the gold rush. It looks like the set of a super realistic movie about 1840s, 1850s California during the gold rush. I mean, look at this. This all looks completely real. Again, I don't think any places exist like this today, which is why I'm saying it looks like the set of a movie, but it looks so insanely real. Just by looking at it here, that looks like an actual video that exists. And again, this isn't some kind of a hoax. This is literally OpenAI.com. This is the company's website. And that's all it said. Historical footage of California during the gold rush. So the artificial intelligence has so much information. This is what artificial intelligence cranks out. Now look at this. With safety, we'll be taking several important safety steps ahead of making Sora available in OpenAI's products. We're working with red teamers, domain experts in areas like misinformation, hateful content, and bias who will be adversarially testing the model. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to have people try to find the problems that this could cause, the way that this could be abused and misused, and so that they can create safeguards against that happening. But notice this detail. This detail is very important. We're also building tools to help detect misleading content, such as a detection classifier that can tell when a video was generated by Sora. We plan to include C2PA metadata in the future if we deploy the model in an OpenAI product. So basically, a lot of people are talking about this, and they're extremely concerned about people being falsely convicted of crimes. For example, if someone wants to frame Marco for murder, for example, and they want to say, I recorded him committing the murder, they can put Marco Arroyo leaving, or I recorded him leaving the scene of the crime. Marco Arroyo leaving leaving this house on this address with blood on his hands and a knife in his backpack that's sticking out or whatever. They can do that, and if AI can find a picture of me and my likeness, maybe from the live streams and the videos, all these videos that I'm doing, it can recreate my likeness and make that. That for sure is going to happen. people are going to make videos like that. I know OpenAI is saying we're gonna have safeguards where we're gonna try to misuse this and put in evil prompts and hateful conduct. People are gonna get around that. They're already getting around that with ChatGPT. They're making ChatGPT say and affirm horrible things because there are ways to get around it. They can have 1,000 people working on this for a long time, and there's just so many people in the world. They're gonna find a way to get around it. However, what's important about that term metadata is and this is how it works with courtroom situations today. Metadata is essentially the information that undergirds the picture that is on your phone or the video that's on your phone. You see a little bit of your metadata as well when you're looking at pictures on your phone. It'll say where it was taken, what time it was taken, with what it was taken. There is all this information that is metadata that is underneath the surface of what you see. That is just information that lies below the surface that is for people who need to know about metadata or need to use metadata in different situations. So what they're saying is there will be a classifier that's going to be in their videos, their Sora videos, that's going to point out this was made with AI, essentially. There is a website that exists that's called Was This Made with AI? And admittedly, that website has been helpful, but it's also not perfect. There have been real pictures that that website has said are AI that are not. At least that's as far as I've been able to tell from what I've seen online. That happened a little bit when it came to October the 7th and what Hamas did in Israel. So again, they're trying to put limits on this. Once in an OpenAI product, our text classifier will check and reject text input prompts that are in violation of our usage policies, like those that request extreme violence, sexual content, hateful imagery, celebrity likeness, or the IP of others, intellectual property. They're trying to cover all their bases, and that is admirable because, again, a lot of people are extremely concerned about AI because of all the ways that it will inevitably be used and abused by people. And I share some of those concerns. And again, I think it's very admirable that they're trying to do everything that they can. But the reality is, man, they're not going to be able to think of everything. There are very few companies that make sophisticated products that have really thought of everything. So as far as Sora looks right now, no one's going to be able to make a video of you. If they do what they're saying they're going to do here, no one's going to be able to make a video of you and say, oh, look, this is you leaving the scene of a crime and give that as evidence in the courtroom, and it's going to be totally cool. They're going to be able to see the metadata. They're going to know this is an AI video, even though they can't tell with their eyes. The metadata will spill the truth, and everything's going to be fine when it comes to that. However, most people do not know how to access metadata. So this will have consequences in other areas. When I think about myself and doing this podcast, it will be very easy, and it already is doable. People already do this now. Very easy to say, all right, AI, here's this script, have a conversation between Marco and whoever else, and this is what they're talking about. And it's something that is not something that I've said, but it looks really bad. They do this with popular podcasters like Joe Rogan, or they do it with people like Elon Musk. They say, okay, take this video of him giving a speech in this place, and then replace his words with this. And it sounds just like him. You can barely tell with his mouth that his mouth isn't moving in the perfect way for those words, especially for someone who's got a lip reading, they'd be able to point that out. But most people don't have those capabilities. So there are going to be a lot of people, many of you who are watching this, who are going to be absolutely duped by AI. In fact, a lot of you watching this have already been duped probably by AI at some point, whether it be an AI picture or an AI video. And as the technology advances, that's going to happen more and more. So the purpose of me saying all this is we need to stay alert about this, but also not just stay alert. We have to make sure that you don't just believe everything that your eyes are seeing. Now, my hot take on this is I don't think that this is grounds to outlaw AI. I don't think this is grounds to say we shouldn't have AI or things like Sora. I think that that's going to produce a lot of positive things for the world. And also, even if I didn't personally like it, I don't think that's reason enough for me to say, therefore, no one should have it. I don't think I should throw the baby out with the bathwater. But we've got to be paying attention, and it's going to reach a point. In fact, I would say it's already here, but it's going to be more and more widespread, where you see something and you go, whoa, I didn't know Marco said that, or I didn't know Marco felt that way, or I can't believe Marco would say something so horrible or talk to someone, whatever it is. But it's also worth noting that this is just one company. This is just OpenAI. This is just Sora. inevitably there are going to be other companies that get a hold of good AI, and they're not going to have these restrictions. And without having these restrictions, it's going to be messy. Again, this is just with Sora and OpenAI, but there are likely and almost certainly going to be companies that don't have this completely visible in metadata. I don't see how that's not going to happen. Again, maybe people who are in the know, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but it seems like that is something that is fully going to happen. So again, not super concerned about it or extremely concerned about it when it comes to OpenAI on this courtroom level, but it does seem like this is going to be a major problem just because of how many companies have AI and are going to get a hold of better and better and better AI to this level, to this quality. And again, with the blessings also come the downsides, the danger of it all. And you're going to have to make this decision to go, I'm not going to just simply believe my eyes. I have to make sure first that this is actually true. This is actually a video of something real that happened and not just generated by AI. It's inevitably going to happen. Bad actors are going to misuse things that can be used and are often used for extreme good in the world. So am I completely doom and gloom about AI? No. I think it's going to, again, be able to do a lot of good things for a lot of people. However, we have to be realistic about this and say there are going to be some problems that come with something like this, with ultra realistic videos that come from things like Sora, and say we're going to have to be way more careful about what we believe just at first glance. You just can't believe videos anymore. You can't believe audio anymore just so quickly. You just can't do that now. You have to make sure that you are being careful about what you believe and whether or not those things are even real. Like it or not, that's the world we're in, and more that's the world we're going to be living in. I don't know. Let me know if you think I'm wrong about this. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. Leave a comment about this. Is this going to be a problem in the church, in the religious world, or just in the world in general when it comes to these kinds of things? Am I overblowing it, or am I way underestimating how this is going to play out when it comes to things like videos and pictures that are being made by AI? I love you. Glad you're here. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and consider supporting the Patreon. You get the perks with all of that. God bless you. I will see you next time. Goodbye.